We had plugged up the pool pump. We was getting the pump ready for the kids, the swimming pool for the kids, and I come over here and plugged in the cord for the pump. And then probably about 20 minutes after that, I looked out the door. I thought somebody had come up, and I heard this really loud roaring and like whistling going off, but that was some bullets and shells that was sitting in here on the stove. And it just was all up in flame in just a matter of minutes.
What fire department got here really couldn't do a whole lot with it?
Not at the rate, not at the heat that it was throwing off. This log cabin is like around 110 years old, and when these logs go up, they're so dry, there's not a lot they can do.
Tell me a little bit about the history of this. You've lived here, what, for how many years now?
I've lived here for about 53 years. And when we moved into this house, the people that built it, from all the information I gathered, was it was around 50-something years old at that time, because I knew some of the people that lived there, when it was first built. And this was part of an old Goss estate many years ago that was broken up and given to all the kids around, the Goss children. So.
But what kind of memories do you have of this place?
Childhood, whole life.
Anything particular?
Good ones, bad ones, but just coming up as kids, living here and just our life with my brothers and sisters, mom and dad. Mainly mom and dad. This was their place, and then I lived here also. My dad was a contractor. He rebuilt things, and he was constantly tinkering in here. And he had add-ons that he had put onto it. Several years ago, all the add-ons was really in bad shape, so I tore them off. Probably about 6 years ago, I tore them off. To where the house would be livable again without that in it, and just right back down to the four rooms of the log cabin. And but yeah, he had done a lot of things. He put the fireplace in probably when I was about 13.
Here, nowadays the new ones are here, but the old ones are just not there anymore.
We went through storms and Hurricane Carla, and we was all inside playing games or sleeping through it. And when we walked outside, we just saw the trees in the yard, just like matchsticks falling. You never heard a sound in it. It stayed cooler in the summertime and warmer in the winter, and it was because of the logs, of the insulation in it. It was just, anytime a storm would brew up, that's what I would tell them, no matter where the kids was living here on this property. I would say, go over to the log house. Go over there. That's the safest place to be, is in it.
You had contacted it, or you were getting ready to contact A&M?
I had put in a call to the A&M architectural department. I hadn't heard back from them at this point, and because I was told that they might be interested in restoring this, for their up and coming architects, because I'm sure that they probably wouldn't see anything like this, not this old.
I mean, it's just amazing the way these logs are put together. Just looking at the corners and everything else, where they put them together and the way those logs are cut. Most of those logs are from this area?
Off of this, it was probably around 100-acre tract out here, that the Gosses broke up. So, that was all, cut in these woods right here. Many years ago, there used to be an old sawmill right over here, probably, maybe a mile through the woods, if that far, that I'm sure that they helped to process all of this wood that went in to make this.
Now, you've seen this area has grown tremendously over the past few years.
Oh, yes, from one side all the way over through the woodlands. Yes, we used to hunt it all when I was kids, and it was completely different now than what it was then. Yeah.
Where'd you go to school? Here in Conroe?
Went to Conroe High School, Ben Milam, the old Ben Milam school out here before they ever built the new one, the one that was taught up through the 6th grade over there, in 3 classrooms, that was it.
What are you going to do now?
Well, just clean up the mess.
You want to try to build again or try to restore it? Or
no, I have actually, built me a small place right over here, just a temporary place, and that's where I'm at. I don't think this is rebuildable here. This right here, this part of this wood right here, this is all that is in between these logs, and that went all the way through to the middle part. There was not mortar in between it or logs on top of logs. It was just like where this is the open space here. It was just a piece of the wide plank that was put up there to keep the wind out. That was it.
It stayed warm, cold, and everything else?
It stayed warm. Of course, I was amongst a lot of trees here, too. In wintertime, it stayed rather warm. And summertime especially, it was really cool. It was summertime inside, even though we did have to, go to air conditioning and stuff, as we all do. But it was right now, the last week, go in here and say it's amazing of how cool it was inside and compared to outside, and there was no air conditioner or fans running.